If you come to coin market cap, you discover that the global crypto market capitalization have increased significantly to $4.09 trillion. But the most important thing I want to talk about in this video is the altcoin index. The reason why this is important is because once the altcoin index hits certain parameters, we're going to see the beginning of that aggressive pump in the market, just like I've been talking about on this channel. So look at it right here, 72. Some other index are saying 82, okay? So this is a different, but I prefer the coin market cap index, okay? Very important. So 72 over 100, this is the one I use. And I'll be talking about 60, 70, okay, over 100 should be the beginning of the crazy pump in the market, and it has just started. We've seen coin move significantly for the past 24 hours, which is very, very great. Some coins are still moving upward, and that is also very okay. But I want to point out some things on the price of Bitcoin, ETH, Dogecoin, Solana, Pi, and many others in this very video, and some other technical and fundamental data right on this Telegram channel. And the reason why this Telegram channel is important and you should consider joining it is because I drop prompt updates here compared to I do on YouTube. So join right now, link in the description of this video and also in the pinned comment. It is a free Telegram channel. If you come to this very area and you look at the price of Bitcoin, you discover that from my immediate last technical analysis video, you discover that the market has not really moved. And this very point is an important point of resistance I've actually drew on this very price action earlier before now. And that is where the market is. Obviously, I've been talking about market retracing. Okay, so if you are on this channel, you should see that very statement right at this very point. I also made mention of it yesterday, but I want to recap this because this is a weekend analysis. BTC should retrace or correct this weekend, okay? And I have not changed that fact. Personally, I don't chase price. I look at my price, look at the data, look at technical, from every standpoint when it comes to technical analysis, look at fundamental and look at on-chain before I will then come to technical and tell you what I am expecting. And that is what I am still expecting right here. Retracement should come into this market this weekend. So what I want to see is market to come back down, okay, into this area, and then the next move to the upside into the 14 and 13,000 dollar level. That is the 114 and $113,000 level. This is what I am expecting for the next move to the upside. The most important thing is that as we are already in the weekend, this retracement should continue, okay, and move all the way to the upside. And don't expect aggressive retracement. I'm not looking at aggressive retracement, not at all. I'm just looking at a little retracement downward and the market continuation on the price of Bitcoin. This is very important. And if you come to BTC 1-day chart, because the 1-day chart is also very important, you discover that the market is already at a very strong resistance level right at this very point. What that means is market can shoot upward, because if you look at this very 1-day chart is very, very bullish. And the reason why I am expecting the market to retrace a little bit on the 4-hour chart before a continuation is going to happen in line with the 1-day chart. And this is what you should also keep your eye on if you are looking at BTCUSDT 1-day chart. So this is what you have to pay attention to, especially on the price of Bitcoin 1-day and 4-hour. If you look at the price of Doge right here, you discover that Doge have moved significantly upward. But one thing very important that I made mention of in one of my Doge video, because I've been doing video on Doge because of the ETF filing. A lot of companies are filing for Doge ETF, and the reason why we are seeing Doge moving this much, and I've been saying this because I've been dropping on-chain data about that information on this very channel as well, so as to equip you and to make you take the right decision based on on-chain data and also fundamental data. Don't depend only on technical, because of course what happened on technical is a reflection of what on-chain and fundamental is doing, and this is very important. So from here, market is still going to move upward in my opinion. However, from this very point, there is a very important fair value gap at this very area, so it now serves as a point of interest for me. Okay, and of course this point of interest area was resistance at this very point. Okay, so resistance, fair value, point of interest. So market coming back down into this area before the next move upward is a possibility. However, the 1-day chart is very bullish, so I will go to the 4-hour chart to see if I can see a retracement coming into the market. Okay, so if you look at this, it is covered that we have rejection candle here. Right now market is not going to move this forever, so therefore I am expecting retracement to happen within this very area of 0.3132. okay, around this very area and where the market is right now. A retracement should come into the market, okay, to this very area, and then market should continue upward. And when I talk about retracement, that also means that the market can, from this very point, just consolidate within this very area, okay, and afterward break out and continue upward. So this is what you need to understand. The most important thing on the price of Doge is that market is going to pause. Okay, we should see a pause in this massive run all the way to the upside. Look at it, market has been moving all the way upward, so we should see a pause, and that pause should be in form of a consolidation and then the next move upward, or we see the markets come back down for retracement and then the next move to the upside. And this retracement, in my opinion, should come into this very area of 0.28 and this very area of 0.27. okay, this very point. Within from here, okay, come back into this point and then continuation to the upside on the price of Doge. This is very important. Now a lot of persons are asking whether Doge is good to hold in this very bull market. Of course, I've done video on that before now, and I said Doge is a good coin or good meme token to hold. Of course, Doge is the first meme token out there, and it have a very huge market capitalization. If you come right here to coin market cap and you search for Doge right here, discover that the market cap for Doge right now is $45 billion. This is huge. Okay, this is huge. What that also translates into is that if you invest in Doge right now, maybe the market may not just pump that much. However, there are other meme tokens out there that are still very low, although high risks, that you can maybe risk your money into. And but if you need something safer, Doge is safe, okay, in my opinion, compared to other meme token that are not on major exchanges, especially. So from here, expect the market to retrace into this area before continuation on the 4-hour chart. 1 day is still very bullish for me. Market have capacity of moving upward before we see any retracement come into the market. The next here is the price of Solana. We know that the Solana ETF is gradually booming up, and very soon is going to be approved, in my opinion. And if you come right here, we have Solana reserve already in progress. Look at it, this very on-chain data right here. The strategic Solana reserve now hold 11.7 million SOL, worth $2.85 billion. This is very important, and like I said earlier, this is going to drive the coin all the way to the upside. So two things that's going to drive Solana all the way upward is this strategic Solana reserve that a lot of companies are now considering. Not only that, the ETF, not approved yet, but I believe the ETF for SOL is going to be approved very soon. Price action points to the fact that market is going to retrace. I said this yesterday in my price action or technical analysis video that market is going to retrace within this very area. Of course, when you see market move this much and you begin to see dull momentum within this very area, if you are advanced in technical analysis, you discover that this is a dull momentum area. It's an area where buyers were not that very much interested in buying at higher prices, which also mean that people that bought at this very point, that bought at discount when it was low, they are now selling at premium. Okay, they are now selling high at premium, so they have to collect profit. So what that means is, at this point, supply outweigh demand, market should come back down. Common demand and supply concept. So from this very point, I am expecting market to retrace. Okay, and I said that in my yesterday video. However, I did not drop the exact point of retracement. So from here, we have a good point of interest at this very area that market can drop into, which is what I am expecting. So market should drop into this very point on Sol. Okay, this very area between this very point of 233 and this very area of 229. So market from here move upward. This area is very important for me. Okay, very important, and market can break out of this very support and come back down, but that is not what I'm expecting right now. Market should retrace first of all into this area, then I will find out whether the market is going to break here and will continue downward. However, any move you see to the downside right now is just very temporary. I believe strongly that the market is going to move upward, even though definitely we're going to see retracement in the market, because it's just part of the market. The market do retrace even in aggressive altcoins in time. We are going to see retracement in the market as well, and the market is going to begin to pick up again and move all the way to the upside. So for the price of Sol USDT for our chart, expect the market to retrace back down from this very area into this very important level of support, and then continuation to the upside. Very important to pay attention to. If you come to the price of Pi, you discover that the market has moved into this area as expected. Yesterday, I said market is going to move from this very point, okay, and into this very area. Market has broken out of this very level of important resistance, and that is what we are seeing right now. So from here, expect the market to retrace, okay, because market actually move past this resistance, grab liquidity from here, and then right now retracement should come into the market, and the area I am expecting is this very point, because I don't trust Pi, not at all. I don't trust it, because the market can pump this much and then drop this much as well, all the way to where it pumped from. This is not good at all for this very coin or token. So from here, let me remove this, since market has obeyed and broke out of that resistance. So from this very point, I'm expecting market to come down, okay, on the price of Pi to this very area, okay. Very important point to pay attention to. It could have been this very point where market is rejecting from, because there is an area of interest right here. That is where market is rejecting from this very point. As you can see right now, this candle that is forming right now is still forming, so we are not sure whether it's going to be a bearish candle or a bullish candle, but I believe it's going to be a bearish candle with a rejection. However, this very point, I don't think that will still stand, since market is rejecting from this very point. So I will now place my point of interest at this other block area, okay. That is where my point of interest will now be, since market is now rejecting from this very fair value gap. So this is what you need to understand the price of Pi right now, that the market is going to come back down, okay, from here, come back into this area, and then probably the next move to the upside. So the most important thing is that this very weekend, I'm expecting the price of Pi to drop down, okay. For Pi, market should drop. And if you come to the price of ETH have been very amazing, okay, because market has moved since we broke out on this level of important resistance. If you've been following up on this channel, it discovered that market moved upward and then also broke out of this very level of resistance as well. Not only that, right now market is retracing, but this retracement, like I said on this very Telegram channel, that any retracement you see on ETH is just very temporary and it will not survive. See it right here. Any retracement on ETH will not survive BTC dominance dumping hard. And if you know how to analyze your Bitcoin dominance together with your USDT dominance, that is USDT.D, it will give you a clear clue to the fact that the market is going to pump hard, especially after the Fed interest rate. Now, one thing very important is that if the market pump into the Fed interest rate cut, it means that we may not see a sudden aggressive move in the market. It may happen, but market can also wait till the other week or few days, and then the pump is going to happen. But the most important thing is that the pump is going to happen, in my opinion, and this is my personal opinion, guys. So if you look at the price of ETH, market has moved. So any retracement you see here, in my opinion, is just temporary stuff. Okay, so since this have already obeyed, I will remove this, okay, and then show you what I'm looking at right now. Okay, so if retracement should come into this very market, the most important point on this price action, in my opinion, is this very area. Okay, this very point here is the most important point on this very price action, and market can come into this very area and then the next continuation to the upside. So expect retracement. Like I said, it will not survive. Market is going to retrace and not survive it, and market is going to begin to move upward, and this is very, very important. Of course, if market has moved all the way from here, because if you look at this very price action, it is covered that the market has moved from this very point, okay, all the way to this very area. So market should rest a little bit, because that is what gives healthy trend. If you want to see healthy trend in the market, or if you want to note healthy trend in the market, please look at impulse retracement in that formation. Any market that is so parabolic without retracement does not make sense to me. And from here, market is going to begin to pick up and move all the way to the upside on the price of ETH. So expect retracement to come into this very area from where the price is right now, and this very point right here of 4,800. Okay, this very area 4,800, and where the market is right now. This is my personal opinion on all of this. And if you come to the crypto market capitalization right here, global market have increased significantly. I've talked about this, but the most important thing is that, you see, this is moving at an aggressive pace. Like I said earlier, some other data from other platforms are seeing 82, but for coin market cap we are seeing 72. Okay, and I follow coin market cap and I have my reasons. This is very important. Look at the fear and greed index. It has shifted to 53, neutral. And once it begins to enter the gray zone, that also means aggressive pump, because people are now very greedy. They want to invest because they are seeing the market pumping all the way to the upside. Of course, I always advise, don't chase price. Anything you want to do it when the price is low, when the market is low. Buy at discount always. Buy at discount always, and sell at premium always. Nobody want to sell low. Even in the traditional market, nobody want to sell low, and nobody want to buy high. We want to buy low and sell high. But unfortunately, some person in crypto, they do sell low and buy high, and that is what most person is going to do in this very bull market, or this very altcoin season. Some person, they're going to wait until the price of a lot of altcoins have moved all the way to the upside. Then that euphoria is going to come into the market, then they will now buy. That is buying high, buying at premium. And that is one of the most ridiculous things to do in the market, because most of the time after you bought, market is going to dump aggressively on you, and you think crypto is not profitable. So that is it. Pay attention to all of these, guys. I value you guys so much. If you want to join this very Telegram channel, like I said earlier, Signal is going to come in next week. And the reason why I said next week is because of the Fed interest rate. I want to see how many basic points Fed is going to cut. Between 25 and 50 basic points. That is what my personal opinion is, based on what I'm seeing on chain and then from fundamental standpoint. So join the Telegram channel to receive more updates, prompt one, and also Signal coins to buy for this very aggressive pump that I've just started in the market. Join right now, link in the description of this video and also in the pinned comment. If you've not subscribed to the channel, leave a like for this video, subscribe right now, and turn on the bell notification for more crypto videos like this one. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.